Well, welcome everybody on Rugby.com.au for this Super 20s tournament. We're into round two, and it's the first time we're going to get to see the Brumbies under-20 side, and they're taking on the Rebels side. The grand finalists from last year, a little bit disappointing, but in any case, we're here today. It's going to be a cracking game, and with us today, Canberra's finest. He knows everything from Telecom Tower to Tuggeranong. It's Brett McKay. Brett, how are you?
Hello, Gareth. Great to be here, and looking forward to this clash today. It's a cracking day. We've turned it on in Canberra for you yet again, and really looking forward to seeing some of the bright prospects of Australian rugby today.
Yeah, certainly are. Looking forward definitely to see guys like Nick Juice playing in the Brumbies. There was a little bit of doubt before the game around him, depending on if he was going to play for the Super side. He's in. What are you expecting from him? He certainly is a talent.
Yeah, no doubt about that. We've seen a lot of him at NRC level. I think all eyes in this particular game is going to be on Ryan Lonergan and Nick Juice, the 9-10 combination. Both Brumbies contracted players, both a big part of the future down here. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they play together.
Yeah, definitely. The Rebels, a little bit disappointing, as we said early on last week. We're expecting them to change this week.
I think they're going to do it up front. They're going to muscle up. They need to be strong over the ball again. They've certainly got plenty of talent, plenty of options out there. They just need to get it over the ball, trust their systems, and they've got plenty of talent out wide.
Yeah, certainly. Well, it's going to be an exciting clash. I'll tell you what, I can smell the barbecue over there, Brett. Best in Australia. What do you think? Yeah,
we'll be sampling that very shortly.
Well, let's go and do just that. Earlier on, we had the chance to have a chat to a couple of coaches, and here it is. So, Ben, first hit out today for the Brumbies under-20s in this Super 20s comp. How's everything looking?
Mate, fantastic. Really good preparation. 5 or 6 months that we've been training in the lead-up should showcase some of the stuff that we've been working on. Really excited. It'll be really good for the boys today. Pumped.
Yeah, all the big names have been named. Who do we have to watch out for?
I think Nick Juice is a big one to watch out for today. Rob Valentini, 2 of the Brumbies contracted. Ryan Lonergan, also contracted player. So those boys will be putting on a big show today. And then a couple of young guns coming through. Mac Hansen, Luke Jezikowski, a couple of guys coming out of the schoolboys program this year.
Yeah, very good. A lot of points scored in the first round. Are you expecting a high-scoring match here?
I think so. It's a fast field out here in Viking Park. Beautiful day, so I expect some running rugby, a lot of flick passes today.
Very good. All the best for today and the rest of the season, mate.
Fantastic. Thanks very much.
Well, Craig, unfortunate last week with the loss. Grand finalists last year. Where are you going to see improvement this week?
Yeah, we're really looking to improve at our breakdown and just be a little bit more clinical. We found we created enough opportunities probably to come away with a win against the Reds last week, but we just weren't clinical enough, and the Reds, good side, capitalised on our mistakes and turned our opportunities that we didn't finish into scoring points down the other end. So that's where we're looking to tidy up this week.
Well, last year, the Super 20s program, you guys were known for your physicality. Last week was a very physical game. Is that where we're going to go again this week?
Yeah, most definitely. Look, we pride ourselves on what we do physically. So we've got some pretty big boys in there, and we'll be no different today.
Yeah, very good. You're in lovely Canberra. What do you like about Tuggeranong apart from the sausages, mate?
I've been here a few times with the Rising. It's a great venue, fantastic facilities. The deck's looking great, and so the boys will look forward to playing a hard physical game with obviously some plenty of running rugby.
Yeah, very good. All the best for the game and the rest of the season, mate.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Well, here we are, everybody. We're at Viking Park in Tuggeranong, and the Brumbies are on their way out for this Super 20s fixture for Rugby.com.au. And I tell you what, Brett McKay, we had a good chat to the coaches early on. This is going to be an absolute cracker, given the short season that this Super 20s competition is. The Rebels, they have to come back and win today.
Yeah, they need to bounce back after last week's result. It would have been disappointing to lose the hands of the Queensland Reds like they did last week. But as Craig McGrath said, they need to get the job up front, get the job done up front, and show some intent from the outset, which we're looking forward to this afternoon.
So it's going to be the Brumbies with the kick running left to right. And here we are, ready for an epic match of 20s rugby. And it's showtime here at Viking Park, and that has taken over the sideline. The wind, it's almost got sails on it, Brett.
Wind's a little bit stronger than they thought, evidently. They've just overcooked that start, the Brumbies, and now the opportunity for the young Melbourne Rebels pack to show that intent that Craig McGrath spoke of from the outset here.
Yeah, definitely. Lonergan won't be happy there, the halfback for this Brumbies side, but now the pack. The two packs evenly matched in weight. And that was the big deciding factor that got this Rebels side into the final last year. Just their sheer brutality, size and strength in the forward pack. So here we go, the first scrum of the day, and that is a very good set piece. Oh, but good awareness shown by the Brumbies there. So they'll come up with the turnover. Juicers to the right, but they'll pick and drive over the halfway. Electing to pick and drive again. This is good structure shown by the Brumbies. Sankey now taking up. He's juiced. Almost didn't play today, but he's here today with a little ball on the inside, trying to set up Hanson, the fullback there. They're standing a little bit wider now. And that's a very good run by Valentini, one of the more highly rated 20s player in this competition, as Wagner. Good carry there by the prop forward. Juice getting around the corner nicely, feeding outside, and here they come. This is why they won 62-0 last week in a trial game. And here they come. It's going to be close. Almost getting over was Lieber, the big number 8. Great awareness shown on the inside with a chip kick, Brett, and this could be Brumbies all day.
Yeah, really good intent from the Brumbies there. They had the opportunity to go wide there early. Some nice vision from Nick Eustace there to get his outside men free, and beautiful offload out there in the centres. It was who was that? Trey Henderson, wasn't it? The inside centre got a nice little ball around the corner to set his winger free, and I wondered about the kick at the time, but it ended up being quite a good result for the young Brumbies, with the Rebels unable to clean up.
Well, they're here to attack, and Henderson last week against North Uni scored 4 tries, so definitely one to watch out for out there on Rugby.com.au. Of course, get to the website, watch the game live, or if you're watching live on Facebook, let's hear your comments, let's hear your thoughts, because this game sure is lighting up with the Brumbies attacking 5 out. What do they do here? The Rebels scrum, it's very good. Do they try and push over, Brett?
Yeah, I like the positioning of the fullback, Mac Hanson. He's just lined up there nicely between the two centres. I think we'll see an inside runner there. All comes from a big push here now from the Brumbies scrum.
So they're set. Rebels holding nicely, looking to come through. Bit of pressure. Juice standing wide. The gap opens up. They pick and drive. Oh, it's dropped. As they go to the right, there's space. There's numbers out wide. Ikitau, he's calling for it off just wide. Davis, but they've realigned now the Rebels. Juice looking for the outside ball. Here's Ikitau. Ikitau pulled up, and that's going to be called back.
Little forward pass there. I like the look of Rob Valentini already, the blindside flanker for the Brumbies. Of course, he's up against his old teammates last year. He was a major factor in the Rebels getting their run to the Super 20s final last year, and he's already in 3 or 4 carries in only the first couple of minutes. He's just reminding a few of his teammates what they're missing at the moment.
And of course, if you want to get involved in the game for Rugby.com.au, the hashtag Super 20s on all your social media platforms. Let us know what you're thinking via Twitter. As this scrum nicely held again by the Rebels. As they come through Lea Pepe. The ball spits out the side, but it's going to be a penalty to the Rebels.
Just got the Brumbies there not rolling away the Brumbies forwards. A bit too eager there, and trying to get that turnover ball while they're still in great position.
McGregor using the wind, going towards the right, towards that clubhouse over there.
Wind just blowing from some behind us a little bit, coming from the sort of the southwestern corner of Viking Park here. So he's just used that wind nicely.
Well, the rest of the state's flooded, Brett, but Canberra seems to have missed a lot of the rain.
We got our rain yesterday morning.
As that ball comes in. And it was a very good jump by the captain there, Darcy Swain. But that's a turnover in possession, but not clearing, says the referee.
Both teams just looking to get into this, aren't they? At the moment, they're just sort of not as early passes are sort of going down, or a little bit of perhaps early minute nervous. The first Brumbies game of the competition, as we mentioned, and both teams looking to start on the front foot, but just finding the going a little bit difficult at the moment.
Well, they played a trial game about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and The Brumbies came out winners there, but this is certainly a different Rebels side. And as we mentioned before, don't want to harp on it about, but beaten convincingly by the Reds last week as they're coming around now. Here's the try scorer from a couple of weeks ago, Henderson. He's the go-to man in attack. And that's nice hands there by Juice. Just not being able to hold it there was Cots. But again, he's got such slick hands. Sorry,
Brett, nice touch there from Nick. And Jamie Cots, we've seen a fair bit of. He played several games. Nick Eustace is slow to get up there as well, and as we mentioned, just a little bit of desperation, I think, from the Brumbies. They absolutely want to have that ball in attacking position. They know they can get that turnover there. They're immediately in a good spot, and so probably just a little bit over-eager at the moment, Gareth.
Excellent touch finder there by McGregor, the 10. I'm impressed by his composure so far here. Travelling to the ACT for the first time. Oh, nice little short play there, set piece. And here he is, going round the back, looking for space on the outside to Powell. Finds a bit of space to Powell. One to beat, in and away, try! Nice worked move there, Brett, and Tapau moving into fullback on a game day, and that's a very good try.
Yeah, really nice finish that was. He busted through that first tackle and was able to just confuse those Brumbies defenders as they come across, and his winger here on the right-hand side did a really good job of staying on the touchline. That kept the Brumbies defenders interested the whole way there, and yeah, that's a really nice finish there from Tapau.
Yeah, we see on the replay there, that in and away at the end there.
Work it was. It's just that little tackle bust just there. That was what set it up, and his left winger has done a fantastic job, Oyson Clarkin, and as I said, that's just kept the Brumbies fullback out of the action. It's meant that the Brumbies scrambles had to come across and try and make that covering tackle on Tapau, but he wasn't going to be stopped from that range.
Of course, live here for Rugby.com.au. That's the first try, the opening try here. As now the ball comes around, I thought that might have swung through. Yes, the flags go up. So the score now 7-0 as we'll get the restart there. So here we go, the restart. It's held up in the wind. And the Rebels, they get it after bouncing off the chest of a Brumbies player on the far side. Nice kick chase there. Finifeaki. Big couple of packs. Nice box kick there by Goddard. It's got some height, but the chase by the Rebels wasn't quite there. And Lieber goes wide and tries to create some space for Hansen there, the fullback. Oh, nice clean out there.
Clean out work from the Rebels there, yeah.
Valanu, it was the number one, and there's a bit of push and shove in back play there, but they'll get on with it. And they go wide again. Wagner again, or Wagner. Or do we pronounce it like the Germans? Wagner.
Wagner, yeah, could be.
The great composer. Well, he's composed there, Brett, as they go wide again through Juiced. And there's Henderson on the far side. Looking to use his palm, but sets it up nicely. And that's Sankey there. Getting up over that 10, and here comes the box kick. Looking to use that wind to hold it up, and the fly half McGregor's back there looking for space. Finds some on the far side with the boot. It may be too big, it is. Unlucky there, the thought was there, Brett, but again, this wind, it's swirling round.
Yeah, I like that thinking from Jack McGregor. The Brumbies box kick was reasonable, but there was no chase went through on it at all, and Jack McGregor, the young Rebels number 10, had plenty of time and opportunity to have a crack at this touchline, the open side. He's just, as you say, just overcooked it in the wind a little bit.
Here's Wolski now. The Brumbies hooker, they go wide. Juice taking on the line this time. Juice showing some good skill off the left. They're up to the 22 now. They go wide. There's Sankey there.
It's a good carry too.
Here's Valentini. Lonergan showing good composure. The ball comes loose, so here come the Rebels, but it's going to be called back. I like the left foot step there by Finifeaki.
The big number 8, yeah. Just wanted to get an open space. It's actually a little knock on to the Rebels there.
Saw a bit of him a couple of years ago through the junior gold, came through that program and was obviously very good at age level, and looks like he's going to carry on that form, and he's one definitely to look out for the future in this Super 20s, of course, promoting the future, promoting grassroots, promoting pathways by the AU and Rugby.com.au. Ben Whittaker and the team have stuck with this competition. It's a good competition, Brett.
It's great. No, it's great to see the pathways, as you say, Gareth, being just confirmed and consolidated the whole way through. And this obviously feeds in the Australian Under-20s program, which is so important to the development of these guys. Yeah,
Lonergan just switched it there and just couldn't take it there, Hansen. So another turnover. The Rebels, they haven't been in the Brumbies half yet. So let's see if they can get up there. And here is big Manny Meafau. I tell you what, he's a big lump, isn't he? Can't fit in the jersey. No. Started the game, starting with the 17. Generally reserved for a prop forward.
He fills it out well. Can we say that?
I would definitely be discussing getting him a couple of steak sandwiches from the barbecue here after the match, Brett.
Yeah, I can't sing the praises highly enough of the Viking Park steak sandwich, Gareth. A big fan. Anyone who comes down to watch the rugby at Viking Park knows that. They are genuinely the best feed you'll ever see.
Yeah, did an NRC game here with Phil Waugh a couple of months ago, and he came back with no fingers.
That's how good they are.
That's how good they are.
They're mouth-watering. They're brilliant.
Anyway, back to the action here. You're making me hungry as Lonergan has the ball. Little switch move off that last scrum.
And we mentioned Lonergan and Eust in the intro, and they're the key players for this young Brumbies side, both contracted to the Super Rugby squad and training with the big boys, and looking for some class showing from them today. Yeah, nice ball again. The set piece working well as Ikitau takes it up towards the 22. Coming around again, cutting through Juice, and Juice cuts through. And now they come back. Allen. It's a good carry. Good hard-working breakaway and good hard running there shown by Allen. Hansen now standing in at fly half.
Wolski. Hansen comes around again, juiced on his outside, but he steps, goes himself. The gap opens up. Here's Henderson. Henderson running into some good defence by this Rebels side. Oh, the nice step there by Hancock off the left, the prop forward, showing some good feet. Valentini. Hansen comes around and eludes him. So there, Aliba steps inside. The big number 8 running wide, and he's
held him up here, the Rebels.
Proving a little bit of a handful to put down, but almost the Rebels coming with the turnover, and they do. Oh, penalised. It was on that short side there. They were caught short, the Brumbies.
Oh, they'd done the hard work, the Rebels. They had the Brumbies carrier there held up in the tackle. He was able to get himself down to ground.
Yeah, we see the replay here, Brett. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, just hands in the ruck there from the Rebels 9, wasn't he? Thinking that ball was free. I must admit, I thought it was free for a moment too. So, as I say, they'd done all the hard work and just got a little bit overexcited there. But the Brumbies now in wonderful attacking position.
Well, the only thing free here, Brett, is the parking. So,
very true.
And we'll go now to another Brumby set piece. Will they look to consolidate and start them all? Yes, they do. But equally well defended and knocked on. Nice work by the Rebels there in the defensive line-out formation.
Good pressure as the Brumbies weren't able to get their rolling maul going, and just looked like they were about to actually start moving forward. It went down at the front. There's a little knock on in the middle of that, and that's a let off for the Rebels. They'll be happy with that. They're defending well in their own line at the moment.
And of course, this match being brought to you by Rugby.com.au. Get to the website there for all your Australian rugby news, ticketing, memberships, and of course, you can watch the Super 20s live there as well on Facebook. Goddard again, feeding again. Look at these scrums, Brett.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And here he is again. Big Angelo, he makes a break. Has he got support on the outside? He's looking. He's running out of space. It's looming on the outside. Oh, the defence midfield by Kotz. He's upended him, Brett, and we'll get a replay, but he's picked him up. He's driven him into the ground, but he went past the horizontal.
Yeah, definitely. The yellow cards come straight out there. That's as soon as it's the way it is these days, isn't it? And those lifting tackles, and we'll seeing the break here from Mapi, and that was a great break. He really looks like he's been a handful already so far, and that tackle from Kotz, he's lifting him up, trying to make that dominant tackle, but as soon as you get both feet off the ground, you lose all control of it, like has happened there, and that's an immediate yellow card.
Definitely, and the Rebels hierarchy, Morgan Tourney may be watching on and may like the look of young Angelo.
Yeah, indeed. Craig McGrath is obviously the assistant coach with the Super Rugby side and the Melbourne Rising in the NRC as well.
A little dummy there, Goddard trying to creep through the middle of that line out, and they'll pick and drive here, the Rebels. This is where they're strong, this is where they're good. So they go again, happy to take inches. McGregor standing wide, but they'll pick and drive.
That's good meters just there, isn't it?
Yeah, this is what got them to the final last year. So McGregor now gets the ball. Oh, look at the angle. Nice
great
run there. Hi, Sammy, it was. Haven't seen too much of him today, but sets them up in pretty good field position. Oh, that's a massive let-off there, Brett.
Yeah, it really is. They were getting themselves in a beautiful position there, the Rebels. They were making good ground. They were showing great patience, and just a slight little opportunity, a slight little misconnection, and the Brumbies get an easy exit out of their own territory. And as we said, the first opportunity that the Rebels had inside the Brumbies 22, and here's a ball coming straight to us, Gareth.
Yeah, just missing the crowd effects, Mike, there.
Not the first time I thought we were going to have to catch a ball in this commentary box, I have to say.
Yes, of course, you wowed the crowd. NRC a couple of years ago with a brilliant one-handed catch, saving the cameraman.
The cameraman thanked me that day.
No thought for anyone else but the production, Brett, and that's great. As we go now back to the action, and nice little rolling maul, looking for the box kick. Lonergan, and McGregor's standing back there, coming through. Oh, nicely hit there.
Chase.
Great chase by the Brumbies, but Going to be called back for offside. Davis with a massive hit there on the fly half, McGregor, but he's not shaken.
Chase is in front of the kicker, I think, is what
we see the replay here. Yeah, in front of the kicker, and
he's actually timed his chase really well, so that as soon as McGregor had that ball in his possession, he was just cleaned up, and that's probably the best kick chase we've seen from the Brumbies so far in this opening 20 minutes.
Well, they're a man down with Cots going from the field earlier on.
So Rebels get another opportunity here inside the attacking red zone. Let's see if they've got a little bit more patience this time around.
Well, they go to the back, not the best set piece.
At all.
Yeah, the Brumbies come up with it touched as well, so they'll get away again. All the luck going the Brumbies' way at the moment.
Just some patience, I think, is what the Rebels need. They don't need to be scoring off every play. They were setting themselves up nicely there before with their pick and drive, and that's the strength of their game. That's what they can rely on. They just need to drop back into that.
So they got 5 in the set piece, and going off the top there to Wagner. Juiced. Nice width again, show. Here is Valentini running wide. He's put to the ground, though. The Rebels players looking to get their ex-teammate on the deck, and they do so well. Here's Davis running wide. We know he's got plenty of pace, but nice tackle by his opposite there in Clarkin. And that ball touched and goes over, and really pressuring Lonergan at the moment, which is good stuff by the Rebels.
Yeah, they know how good Ryan Lonergan can be, and they're just making sure that he doesn't get a free ride there at the back of the ruck. Just a sneaky little hand in there from one of the Rebels forwards and from that ruck. It's just eked off another couple of metres.
So the ball comes in again off the top. Wide again to Juiced. Here's Henderson stepping, but running into some good defence there by Big Angelo Leopepe. He's getting through a lot of work, isn't he, Valentini?
He certainly is. Carried well all day.
Gets around the corner again. Juiced again, looking to control the game. Wolski, again, this Rebels defence very good. He ends up getting through the other side, though. Nice run in the end by the hooker. They're set up to the left, and this is going to be a penalty. Looking to get on the front foot and just stifled there, Brett.
Yeah, Rebels not rolling away in the tackle. It's a rough one though. The Rebels have done everything right. They were able to bring Wolski back to ground after he wasn't held there earlier, and then the Brumbies get the clean out over the top and basically hold the Rebels defenders in where there's literally nowhere for them to go.
Yeah, so just having a chat there to the touch judge. We'll have a little listen there.
Okay.
Yeah, mate, that's good. Just keep an eye on that space, but otherwise, I think.
Yeah, I was wondering just up there. Give me a shout if there's anything obvious in the space.
But at scrum time, I think you're coming to the right side, so since you're on this side, there's been good compliance.
Yeah.
So you just stick to this side.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a little bit of a water break.
Well, it's
nothing too interesting.
No.
But it's always good to know what the referees talk about out there.
Good was the key word I picked up. Everything's good.
It's all good. Good fast game. Good defence by both sides, really. 7-0 the scoreline. And not really many opportunities, Brett.
No. The few opportunities that both sides have had, they've both been guilty of being a little bit over-enthusiastic, as we've said through the call. And I think there's still plenty of time. There's still 55 minutes left in this game. So they don't have to be winning the game right now off the first opportunity they get. So I think we've seen from the Rebels that they do have a good pick and drive game. They can certainly use that to make metres. So they don't need to be worrying about throwing 30-metre passes and trying to make the break on every play. So for the Brumbies, they're being. I think they're playing it smart. They're not kicking into this win too much, but yet they seem to be playing plenty of opportunity and plenty of time down in the Rebels half.
Well, we saw the bench there. Not too keen to get on just yet with 25 minutes almost down. So the Brumbies just outside the 22.
And again, patience is the key here. They've got plenty of time here. They don't need to.
Yeah, that one, unfortunately, the wind taking it not straight.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Nick Juiced almost caught that, Brett. That's how strong the wind is here.
Yeah. It's it wasn't subtle, was it? The wind. But I like the combination between Lonergan and Eustace again. We mentioned that from the outset as something to watch, and I think you can see the difference in class between those two guys who've spent a lot of time over the off-season with the Super Rugby squad. Lonergan's pass from the base of the ruck looks great. It's crisp, it's fast, it's nice and flat. I think there's only been maybe one pass that Nick Eustace had to bend down for, which is great.
Well, this scrum looks like it could be a tight head. Yeah, it's come out for the Brumbies. Juice gets it. They go wide now. Ekatau looking to get around his man. Davis, open space there by Davis, and he's dropped it, Brett.
Yeah, it was a big opportunity there for Cole Davis. He'd been freed beautifully by Ekatau, the outside centre, and he had no one in front of him, Cole Davis, and maybe that was the problem. He didn't know what to do with the space.
Yeah, certainly. He had about 3 or 4 metres to play with, just inside the 5 metre line there.
Now he's actually coming off here, Cole Davis, is that?
Yeah, it looks like he's...
I wonder if it might be a blood bin or perhaps a concussion test or something like that.
Yeah, maybe we'll
just keep an eye on that.
Have a little listen here.
Yeah, Rachel?
Yeah, go quick change.
So we're going to...
Yeah, no, I can see there.
Sorry.
Just cleaning up some blood.
Time's still off, we're just making a blood sub.
On his knee.
Time's off at the moment.
Yeah. So
And it is a blood... It is a blood bin here.
blood substitution.
We don't call it bin anymore.
What is the official term for blood bin?
Blood bin.
We'll run with blood bin today, I think.
So young Wells comes on and he's going to be standing in at fullback, obviously with Cott still off. They're a man down still, the Brumbies, so they've done really well to hold this Rebel side out, who have been promising to attack. And I'll make one prediction today, Brett. Well, Pepe is the man that's going to get the ball off the back of this scrum. And here he is, but he's going to pass behind him. But Gregor, nice ball. Under pressure. Space on the far side now. And Clark, and he's taken down as the Brumbies. They scramble, but what about the hands by McGregor? Here he is again. Looking to advance. Lovely left foot step. Paisami can't get a ball away. Up towards the 22, the Brumbies. Another turnover. The pass is not sticking for the Rebels. They're under pressure though. And it comes back to Wells, and Wells gets the ball downfield, and I was not catching that, Brett.
I was just had a hand on the monitor there. I thought that was coming straight to us. The Rebels, they've opened up the Brumbies there twice, and what I really like there from the Rebels, they're going forward before they're looking to go wide, and it was a great left foot step from Hunter Paisami, but then again he went to ground and he's looked to push that pass when it really wasn't on, and that's the sort of patience that we're talking about.
And this ball's going to go over us. So sitting in a minefield almost here, Brett.
I feel like we've got targets on our
camera
fronts.
crew are laughing. We've got the analysts up here from the Rebels as well. They're hiding behind the desk. As the ball goes to the back, and that is a better set piece by the Brumbies. They'll set up. The big Wolski comes to the back. He's controlling it nicely. Lonergan. Just as he went to kick that ball, the wind really picked up, didn't it? And that has gone backwards.
Yeah.
He collects his own kick, but look at the defence there, and under pressure now, the Brumbies. Juice stands in at half. They're going to look to run here, and again, the good line speed shown as Ledger gets the ball away. Nice ball. But knocking the ball on, the turnover comes, and there's knock-ons everywhere.
It's the learning experience of playing at this level, isn't it, Ryan Lonergan? He thought, he even told his outside men what was coming with that box kick, but as you say, right at that moment that he was looking to put boot to ball, the subtly Buster has whipped up here at Viking Park, and that ball definitely went backwards a good couple of metres, Gareth, and that's probably one for the second half, I think, for the Brumbies.
Well, the way that wind has turned there, we can see some grey. Looks like it's probably even snowing up in Cooma.
I'm just looking at the back. I can actually see what looks to be a bit of rain falling on the Brindabellas to our southwest. It's definitely looking dark toward the south, but it's blue skies here at Viking Park as the Rebels are underway.
Well, it might be blue skies here. Oh, almost getting through there to Powell. But forward pass called. We'll get a replay on it because I thought it was almost a flat ball there.
Yeah, I think what makes this look forward from Jack McGregor is that as he's let it go, he's gone backwards, and that straight away creates the illusion. We can see it here. He straight away takes 2 steps back, towards his own try line, Jack McGregor, and that just gives the illusion of that forward pass. It was probably pushing the flat line, I think, if we're honest.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially with the angle run there by Tapau or Tupou.
But again, good signs, good intent from the Rebels. They're looking a lot more dangerous, a lot sharper in attack when they're looking to go straight at the line rather than pushing sideways like they were a little bit guilty of in the first 15 to 20 minutes or so.
Yes, certainly. They're big backline, aren't they? The Rebels side. And just changing their angle up at the moment. It's threatening to open up for them. It'll be a Brumbies scrum, and again expect some pressure on the half here, Lonergan. I'll expect some pressure on the scrum, but the penalty called it, so the pressure again is eased.
Yeah, against the loose head Valanu folding under pressure of the decision. I suspect that that call's come from the assistant referee on this near side.
And again, the breeze not getting the distance on the ball. Hansen has got a very big boot, so it'll be interesting to see when they switch.
Yeah, and Nick Hughes got a big boot. I don't think we've seen from him at all at this stage.
Yeah, he's got a problem with his toe at the moment.
Yeah.
So Hansen taking over the kicking duties here today. As we said before, almost not even starting as Goddard gets the box kick downfield. Lonergan's under it. Oh, nice hands. Great work. Going backwards. Getting a nice kick as, again, Hansen marshalling his forwards to get around, and they do just that. So this is going to be a penalty here. We'll have a little listen.
It's just too many. Not releasing or not rolling. He knew he did it. He took it. So there's been 3 or 4. That's just that. They need to release. I need to see a gap before they take the ball, or they need to get out of the way.
On that front, can you watch the loose he's angling in?
Sure, come around. Are you going to have a quick word? You have a quick word? Thank you.
No, we can't play.
Yeah, so this is almost going to be the last warning for the Rebels here.
It certainly sounded like it, didn't it?
If it's not the last, it's, dare I say, second last or penultimate?
Yeah, it'll be the last one before the next few at least.
And Hansen, better touch finder there.
Just taking however many metres he can get with this wind. It has certainly whipped up.
Well, you can see the touchy's flag.
Minutes, it's
or the assistant's flag.
The assistant referee's flag, yeah.
Wolski comes in, and again
Darcy Swain there in the middle of that Brumbies line out just looked up in time to catch the ball.
So juiced again, the good pressure, good line speed. Henderson had no room at all to move there. 10 outs.
Counter ruck there from the Rebels. Yeah.
Great work, wasn't it?
Win the penalty. Great work there from the hooker. It was Jordan Ulacey, who of course we've seen a fair bit Australian under-20s colours. He's played for the Melbourne Rising end of last year in the NRC as well. So his abilities are certainly well known. That's just really good work. It feels like there's actually been a bit of a momentum shift in the last 10 minutes, doesn't it? The Rebels have finally had some attacking ball inside the Brumbies half, and they've just grown with confidence with each minute in possession.
Yeah, so we saw the replay there, and now Goddard off the back of that indiscretion is going to have a shot. Unable to come up with any points over the line so far, so...
And it's probably not a bad decision, if we're honest. If he can kick this, he's right in front. He's sort of just not quite 40 metres out. He'll have the wind at his back. I don't think there's going to be an issue with distance or anything like that. But if he kicks that, 10-0 going into half-time, it's a good position for the Rebels.
So here he comes. He strikes the ball. It looks good, but...
Put that in the car park.
There you go. I thought it might have hooked around, but the flags went up by the assistants. So now the Rebels with first points is 7 points to 3.
It'll be 10 points, of course, now, won't it?
10 points to 0. Sorry, I was looking at the scoreboard over there and little malfunction, but of course the Rugby.com.au scoreboard
all
is
over it, weren't they? Yeah.
Oh, the quick one taken and
Line out well and truly formed back there on the mark. I don't know if the Rebels can actually take a quick line out 10 metres beyond the mark, can they?
I don't know about the rules in Super 20s. Maybe they've rejigged the rules in Super 20s.
Maybe that's an innovation we should be looking at. You can take the quick line out wherever you like.
Yeah. And here comes the rain, Brett. And it's steaming in now. It's just come from over the hills, as you said, the Brindabellas.
Yeah, it's coming straight in out of Stillness.
And it does not look like it's going to go anywhere. So stay tuned. Oh, look at the hit midfield. Haisami launched himself in again. Very physical stuff by the Rebels side. As we make some adjustments up here.
Keep some equipment dry.
A nice little kick by Goddard. There's some open space. McGregor was chasing through, but just couldn't get there. So again, the Brumbies under all sorts of pressure, and the Rebels are 10-0.
They've got the.
They've made the most of all their opportunities, really, the Rebels, haven't they?
They have. They're finding points now whenever they get into this half, and you can see the confidence in their body language right now as they took that kick, walk up to their line out there. They're backing themselves to take points from this situation here now.
They certainly are. And of course, our Waratahs expert, Peter Playford, would be loving this rain here because we got absolutely drenched last week at Kipax, and I can imagine the wry smile on his head because we're getting absolutely soaked right now. So conditions changing here at Viking Park. Of course, this match being brought to you by Rugby.com.au. Get on the site and get all your rugby news and views, and of course tickets, merchandising, everything. There's some great test matches coming up.
There's still some great rain jackets on there on Rugby.com.au, I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's coming straight in at us, isn't it?
It certainly is. In any case, good scrum again. They go short side. Goddard switches back. Coming off the wing was Clark in there, straightening up. Here they come again, the Rebels, picking and driving. This is, again, where they're dangerous. Tapau's on the far side, calling for it. But they go again. There's foul Masili.
Yep.
Here's McGregor taking the line on inside ball. Oh big hit. Might get called back for the shoulder charge. Or the high shot, yes it will.
Rob Valentini it was a big tackle that had to be made.
We'll just have a listen here. Yeah, high tackle called.
Just high contact coming in.
As we look at the replay there, he came out of nowhere. He didn't miss him. But great line defence. It kind of was the tackle that had to be made, Brett.
Yeah, it really was. It was a great angled run from Hunter Pausimi too, and Jack McGregor just had to adjust the catch as he took that pass, but he was still able to get the offload back on the inside. And it wasn't for that tackle of Rob Valentini, however illegal it proved to be. Big opportunity again for the Rebels.
Yeah, will they try and test this Brumbies scrum here, Brett? As we see Tapau lined up on the right with Clarkin on his outside.
Held it here well, the Rebels. Just goes to the ground. They've got advantage.
They pick up off the back and swarmed in defence, but that will be another penalty here. We could see a card soon.
Quick.
Oh, here they go. They go quick. Not stopping. The big man there from there. The front row of Farmasili goes over under the sticks. I wouldn't say untouched, but he carried about 10.
Yeah, he was certainly wasn't untouched, but he was unstoppable from that sort of range. You get the hands in the ball of the big fella, and he was going to take some stopping.
As we see here,
nice vision to go with that quick touch, and Yeah, he was unstoppable. He had the ball less than only 2 or 3 metres out.
Well, when you've got options over 700 kilos plus, there's 3 or 4 of the big men standing wide of you. You tap and go, don't you, that close?
Play to your strengths, absolutely. And 15-0 kick to come inside 2 minutes before half-time. As we mentioned before, the Rebels they've got the wind at the backs. At their backs at the moment. You've got to lodge points while you've got that. The rain keeps falling here at Viking Park.
Well, that is another successful conversion there by Goddard. So the score now 17-0. They said they were going to come and play direct earlier on Rugby.com.au. They have, Brett, and that is a good testament, and that's a good showing of that ethos from the start of the match. Right.
They've just dropped into their systems really well in the last 10 or 15 minutes. As you said, I mentioned that momentum shift earlier on, and it's certainly apparent now. It's all Rebels at the moment.
So we'll probably see a little bit of injury time here for our viewers. We're told probably about 2 minutes here.
Okay. That was from the 4th official, was it?
That certainly was. Our ground camera down there communicating as it comes in. The Brumbies need to hit back. Juiced has the ball. Goes wide. Henderson almost can't go with it. Goes without it. Here's Hansen on the outside. Wells, rubbing kick there. But Tapau, he is positioned like he's been there for 30 or 40 years. Brett, but they're held up.
Done well to get this to ground, the Rebels. But
yeah,
just a touch too late.
The whistle's blown. Well, so we're going to get another scrum here.
Got a Brumbies player down back on halfway too. Let's see.
Yeah, just trying to.
Brumbies just trying to get the attention of the referee. We've got some time off here now, so I can't get a number there. I think it's one of the backs. Just doing a quick.
Yeah, it could be. Is it Ikatau? No, he's well and truly there.
Is it Trey?
It's Cots.
Henderson is just there.
It's Cots. He's come back on.
Too, yeah, you're right.
I dare say he may have had a target on his back after the sin binning before.
There was some big defence in the middle of that before the Brumbies were able to get away down this short side, and big Rebels midfielders were certainly aiming up, and
it looks like a bit of a rib issue there. Hit right in the breadbasket.
Just doing a quick count, I think.
So knocking the wind out of him there. We know he's very quick. I'm glad he's back on the pitch because he's certainly been missing for the Brumbies.
He's got some finishing ability, don't worry about that.
So, with the full complement, can the Brumbies hit back? They're 17 points down coming into the half.
I'd love to take some points into half-time, no doubt about that.
Well, good scrum again by the Rebels. Pressure for Lonergan. Juiced. Takes the line on. Wells comes down. Oh, not really using the arms there. Referee says it's fine. Picking and driving now. The Brumbies, they want to keep it tight. They do. And again, Angus Allen, the workhorse, getting through the other side. Juice standing wide now. It's raining. The hands are there. Couldn't quite get the ball onto Hansen. Valentini now.
A strong carry from him, isn't it?
And here they come, picking, driving. They're set wide. They've got numbers as Henderson switches. Getting closer to Juiced. Juice needs to get the ball in his hands. No, they go the other way. Valentini, he's so close. Kotz is unmarked. Too slow. And the Rebels realign. Good defence on the line again.
Defence is really impressive at the moment from the Rebels.
Almost there. They're inches. They're centimetres. Going again. Surely. This will be points before half-time, but again, the Rebels.
Every time the Brumbies go into a pick and drive, they're getting shunted backwards. They're actually losing.
Oh, he's
ground.
over!
It's a try.
Saw the gap there. Wolski dived over. They sucked the numbers in and just couldn't defend it in the end, Brett.
Yeah, and it's good patience from the Brumbies. They're making good meters there to start with. They met some strong resistance from the Melbourne Rebels line defence that pushed them sideways more than it pushed them forwards, and that's good reward for the young Brumbies forwards. Wolski just finding out a little bit of room and just going back off his right, almost back over the top of the previous ruck, wasn't it? And scores to the left of the post.
Well, we can see on the Rugby.com.au clock that they're well into injury time as well. So the Rebels, while they won't be disappointed with their half, they may be a touch disappointed. They let them in for the try there. As we see the replay there, yeah, just a little jink in the end.
Jink off the right it was from the hooker, yeah.
Beautiful to watch.
Just spotted a little opening and dived over the top of his teammate.
So we'll see this kick lead us into half-time, and
Jamie Cotts, I think.
yeah, Cotts
Sharpshooter as well.
makes no mistake there. What an interesting half, Brett. 17-7 as the players remove themselves from the field. And who do you like from the first half before we wrap it up and take a quick break?
It's been a real game of halves, or a half of halves even, as they say. It felt like it was all Brumbies to start with, and the Rebels had that big momentum shift and started piling on points at will. It felt like, and then they'll be a little bit disappointed they haven't been able to keep the scoreboard clear as they go into half time. But for the Brumbies, it was important that they took something out of that last raid, and at 17-7, that's certainly a lot better position to be in than it might have been otherwise at 17-0. So, yeah, really good first half. I've enjoyed it so far. I'll be looking forward to this the second half to see how this game plays out.
Well, we're going to take a break here on Rugby.com.au. Thanks for tuning in. All the second half action is going to be with you in about 5 minutes. It's been a great half of rugby, and we'll catch you soon. Well, we're back here for Rugby.com.au. And we're live from Viking Park. And Viking Park, I tell you what, if there's not a Norse boat somewhere floating around, we are just about to flood here. No wonder. I've always wondered why it's Viking Park, but the rain's come in and the Vikings are on their way, Brett.
It's definitely Viking weather, Gareth. That subtly whipped around there late in that first half, and wind that was coming sort of over our right shoulder from the southwest is all of a sudden coming straight into our face from the southeast, and it'll be interesting to see now how the Brumbies use that wind to their effect. Their kicking game probably wasn't one of their strengths in the first half, to be fair to say. There was numerous kicks that got held up in the wind. They were probably guilty of kicking too high if they were trying to eke off more metres than were perhaps available. And so now with the wind at their back, they've got a real opportunity to make ground today and this afternoon, and it's a big opportunity for them now.
Well, they certainly had the opportunities to score tries, the Brumbies side.
Early on they did, definitely, yeah.
And it seemed like most of the half the Rebels were up against it. I think at one time I thought the Rebels were behind on the scoreboard looking up, but it was indeed. They have shown a very good respite this week, and their defence has been exemplary, Brett.
Yeah, it really has. Craig McGrath said to us before the game kicked off that he wanted to see his young team more aggressive at the breakdown and in defence, and I think they've shown that. There's been some really good intent from the young Rebels forwards, particularly. They all carried well, and their attack, as we mentioned during the call, their attack now looks a lot more dangerous. Once they're actually going straight rather than looking to shuffle sideways.
Yes, certainly. Talking about intent, there's a few people over the other side, and they're not intense, but they're certainly under the awning here. We get a halftime shot of that.
Huddled under the awning over on the far side of the ground at the Viking Park canteen, and that's the hardy bunch over there, isn't it?
Well, the smart ones are in the clubhouse watching from the deck over there, but
that's it.
In any case, enjoying the bistro, which of course we might enjoy after this match. And this match certainly, it's been won, as you said, of 2 quarters in one half.
Yeah, real momentum swings. As we said, the Brumbies played the first 15 or 20 minutes almost exclusively down in the Rebels half, and a lot of that time in the Rebels 22, and it seemed during that time that it didn't matter what the Rebels tried, they just could not crack halfway. It was like an invisible wall for them, really, wasn't it? They couldn't get past halfway, but then once they were able to find their way into the Brumbies half, they set down camp, and they made the most of their opportunities from there as they run back onto this Viking Park field for the second half.
Yeah, they've come on, and you can see the bench there. They've got the
ponchos,
makeshift ponchos. Send some up here. This open box. Great facilities though here at Viking Park, and
it really
the
is.
ACT Rugby. They certainly do a good job, don't they, for their club rugby competition.
This facility in the south of Canberra has really come along nicely in the last couple of years, and it's a great surface. It's held up well to the traffic so far, and there's another big rugby season ahead of it starting in only the next few weeks, I think.
Well, we're live here for Rugby.com.au. The second half just about to go underway. Goddard, the Rebels halfback, has the ball midfield. Peter Playford texting in saying, doing a great job here today, Brett, and here it is, it's showtime. Good interaction, of course. If you do want to interact, it's hashtag Super 20s. Oh, that is a very big hit on Lonergan again. He has earned his number 9 jersey here today. He has been peppered all day, almost a turnover. They struggle, they scramble. They finally come up with it. Darcy Swain.
He's carried well all game so far. I've been really impressed with him.
Yeah, led by example, certainly. And that is a long kick, and the wind immediately coming into effect. There's Tapau now sizing up his options. He's going to put it on the boot, and again, holding up in the wind. Oh, look at the take on the fly. Cutting them up was Hansen. Getting them up towards that 10 as they set wide. Valentini, he's been so impressive throughout this match. Getting the Brumbies on the front foot again. As they go wide, Juice with a flat ball. Oh, the hands to Wells. What about that? Offside, says the referee. Marginally.
Nice little touch on it was out there. The outside centre was
Ikitau.
Ikitau. Yeah, great little touch for Wells. And I actually thought the pass from Eust to Ikitau might have been forward, and I suspect that's what's been called up and why we've come back for the penalty.
Well, Hansen now looking to make good use of the wind, and he certainly does, getting them 10 out. 12 out.
They're getting benefits straight away, aren't they? The clearing kicks were barely going 15 metres in the first half, and now they're peeling off 35 and 40 metres at a time.
And there's only been 2. So looking to get this line out set. They've defended the line out well, the Rebels, on their own try line, looking to get them all happening. The hands are coming over there, just making it difficult. This is good defence again by the Rebels off the set piece. Lonergan has the ball though, and they try to advance again. He's struggling with it, Lonergan.
He's part of the maul now, I think, Lonergan.
He's come in
the middle.
So he's taken the ball to ground, and that's great defence.
Yeah. Just the desperation of the Rebels forwards to get through the middle of that maul. They made life for Ryan Lonergan at the back incredibly difficult, to the point where he was caught up in the maul himself. He had to be in order to protect the ball, and that's great reward for the Rebels forwards.
Well, the Brumbies, they need to come away with a win here, so not to make it difficult, to try and make this final. Of course, the top 2 in Super 20s go straight into the big one.
And the Queensland Reds had a big win yesterday over in Perth as well, so they remain unbeaten after two games. So,
of course, the Waratahs had the bye this week.
Yep.
So held nicely again, and here he is again. Well, Pepe.
Ball's just come loose.
Yeah, bad carry there. Knock on. So now the Brumbies have the chance to hit back to within 3.
It was a good carry from Lau Pepe, and just he was sort of half through the tackle, but just lost contact as he came down to ground with the ball, and that gives the Brumbies a huge attacking opportunity now.
So Lonergan just communicating with Juice, as Juice does so with his own back line. Henderson. We know he's got some try-scoring abilities, but this defence of the Rebels has just been in the face of this back line all day.
Their scramble defence on their own line has been really impressive in this game, as the Brumbies have found out across the opening 45 minutes.
And the rain has eased here at Viking Park, so won't see the big foghorn come out.
The Vikings just retreating to the south.
We've got the Brumbies 20s taking on the Rebels here on Rugby.com.au. There's Juice now, goes wide. Here he is, Henderson. Henderson taken, ball and all. Valentini comes around again. He's done it all day, and again, a strong carry, getting them inside the 10. Wolski, the try scorer, looking to make an inroad, but he's knocked the ball on.
Yeah.
And again, the Rebels' defence on their own line. There'd be a few players in the top side maybe a little bit worried about their positions maybe.
Yeah, well, the rate the Rebels have shelled tries, unfortunately, the opening 2 weeks of Super Rugby. But again, big test now for the young Rebels to try and get out of their own quarter. A big scrum here, good clearance from
McGregor's standing quite flat here, so
it doesn't actually look like he's in a clearing kick position, does he?
Lau Pepe, they go to the short side, and Goddard, quick thinking, and picks up, and now McGregor sits back in the pocket, ready for the kick. He'll get it on the boot and finding no distance at all. Under a lot of pressure there in his own in goal. They're going to be 10 metres out. All the pressure again on the Rebels. How much can they take?
Yeah, big opportunity now for these young Brumbies forwards. They just need to just have a little bit of patience. There's still plenty of time on this clock.
Oh, that's
gone
line out was
wrong for them already, hasn't it?
I wouldn't say disastrous, but I'd say terrible as it comes back to McGregor. And again, he tries to clear. And again, he gets them 12 out this time.
Yeah, the winds. There's no wind to speak of now compared to what it was just before half-time. But it's just the pressure of the Brumbies chase is coming through. And Jack McGregor, he's not able to peel off the metres that he'd like. But they'll take whatever ground they can get at the moment.
Well, you can see.
Another throw guy.
Yeah, the greasy ball just,
yeah.
whilst he's just, we saw him dry his hands off there, but it's probably the hardest job on a rugby field, isn't it, being the hooker, throwing the ball in.
Particularly a wet, greasy ball like that.
Oh, charge down there. Here's the chance. Oh, unlucky there. Brody Lieber, was it? No, it wasn't. It was Sankey.
Yeah, the big lock it was. He did the right thing. He knew that he had Ryan Lonergan outside him to his left, so he just tried to bat the ball up, and unfortunately all he's done is bat it straight onto Ryan Lonergan's foot, and reflex action saw that one going into touch.
Well, the chamois come out now. The ball, he's balked there, so short arm. Just not getting this set piece right at all, the Rebels, and they can only take so much pressure. They're soaking it up. And they're doing quite well at the moment, but they're going to choose the scrum here. And these greasy conditions with these colourful boots, Brett, may cause a little bit of concern for this Rebels pack here.
Yeah, I'm not sure the correlation of exactly how wet your coloured boots need to be before they're ineffective. But
They become Dunlop volleys.
They do become as much grip as a dog on lino, don't you? Big scrum here for the Brumbies side, though.
Yeah, juiced. Oh, picked up off the back by line again. Here's Juiced attacking the line, stepping, almost getting through. They look to come back towards the left. Oh, they've lost the ball again. And again, the ball is cleared. That time by Goddard. So just can't get out of this 22, though, the Rebels. The ball wasn't the best there to Juiced.
No, it wasn't, and he basically went to the line himself. And we've noticed that a little bit in these opening minutes of the second half that the Brumbies carriers seem to be going by themselves. A lot of one-off running, which is making the defensive line a lot easier to set for the Rebels. They can just pick off the runners as they're coming to them. Just seeing the line-out numbers being reaccounted. Ordered numbers there.
They go to the back again, and it's really not working for Wolski at the moment. Oh, but what about the hit? That's a bell ringer, and that's as good as you'll see all day, Brett.
Certainly the hit of the day, no doubt.
As Goddard goes for the box kick now. And again, they advance slowly up the field here, the Rebels. And the composure shown by the halfback Goddard. He's probably been the best out there today, Brett.
Yeah, I think he has. He's got a good pass as well. He's as you see, his composure's good. He knows knows what's needed right at this point in time. They've just got to take off as many metres as they can, and they'll keep pressuring this Brumbies line out, which seems to be working well for them so far. Yeah,
we've got a couple of changes now. Gersakowski coming on in 20, and number 16, Thomas, taking over the line-out duties. Oh, goes straight to the front. This is better stuff. Here comes Juice. Henderson. Oh, the ball going behind. The set move there, just not coming off.
Yeah, the Rebels unable to hold it in the clean-up. So it's another Brumbies scrum feed just inside the Rebels' half.
It's unfortunate the rain came because the skills shown early on in that first half were amazing. It was end-to-end stuff. A lot of midfield play. And now the ball just coming loose a few times, and the greasy conditions.
Yeah, and these are relatively brand spanking new balls as well, which is going to be a little bit greasy in this sort of condition. It wasn't ridiculously heavy rain there for the 5 or 10 minutes before half time, but it's just been enough just to grease up the top of the surface here at Viking Park.
Well, that's only because you were standing behind me, Brett.
Yeah, well, there was that. There was that. Might have been the moisture falling off the steak sandwich at half time too.
Lonergan pacing around the scrum. This game being brought to you by Rugby.com.au. Great production by the team at Bar TV Sports. As the ball gets fed in. Coming around. Oh, nice stepper, but he went back towards Goddard there.
Nice clean out though. He was very nearly isolated. Then Mac Hansen, the fullback. It's another good carry from Rob Valentini.
He's taken them on all day, hasn't he?
Yes.
His ex-teammates, his former club Super 20 side. Oh, that is high around the chops. And he is going to find himself in trouble. Going to get a good... That was a swinging arm. If we get a look at the replay soon. As we see it here, he steps back towards the forwards. And yeah, just maybe losing his feet there a little bit, but still, no excuse. He gets up nicely though. Caught around the chops.
Yeah, it certainly affected him. It was the contact was...
I'm all right, thank you though.
Contact was...
All right.
We're going to take some
high
time.
straight away.
We're going to take some time off here.
I think they're going to bring Nick Eustace for a head injury assessment, I think.
He definitely will have to there as Mosley comes on.
Liam Mosley, on in number 22. He still, he certainly looks better than he did only a few minutes ago, Nick Eustace. But as soon as he was hit, you could see that he wasn't well.
Well, there was no card or anything, not even a talking to there.
No.
So the Rebels get away with that one, but we may see the sighting commissioner come up post-match because...
Yeah, it was a solid hit. I do wonder if we might hear more about it.
So Thomas.
Another line out goes astray for the Brumbies.
Ball comes off the back. McGregor does well. Haven't been out of their own quarter all half. And again, the ball goes towards the sideline. Gets no distance at all, and they're still inside this 22, Brett. What do they do?
Well, they're just going to keep doing what they've been doing, the Rebels. They're just taking, as I said before, they're just taking however many metres they can get. They keep pressuring the Brumbies line out, and they keep winning the ball back that way. So as the Rebels get up again and win another one, that must be 4 or 5 now in the last 5 or 6 minutes that we've seen.
Yeah, Vailanu comes and covers, and Goddard gets a much better kick there from the box seat.
So he peels off another 7 or 8 metres, and if that's the way they're going to make ground at the moment, then that's how they'll do it.
I thought he might have got a little bit more on that one, Brett.
Yeah, it does feel like he's a little bit hard done by. It was certainly a better kick.
And again, set piece.
Another lost line out for the Brumbies.
Ugly as Clift. And Goddard again. This is better stuff by the halfback. Oh, that would have almost gone down the forwards. Kotz now looking to counter-attack. Hansen under pressure. Great defence there. Lau Pepe coming through, and now the Rebels. The spring is back in the step. They go wide immediately, the Brumbies. Looking to run themselves out of trouble here. And Lonergan exchanges box kicks. Here's to Power. Looking to step around, finding some space. Almost getting away from the tackles. The Brumbies chase was not the best. Oh, great stuff. Goddard. It goes towards the touchline. Oh, the foot race. Hansen stays in somehow. Great chase on the end of his own kick. Goddard and his front row man there in Mahe Vailanu take him over the touchline. So now the Rebels. They haven't attacked all half, Brett, and here they come.
Yeah, and that's reward for their perseverance. They've just taken whatever metres they can get through a clearance kick or a box kick, and it's been It's been a smart kicking game from Goddard, their scrum half, and the intent and the perseverance of their defensive line this afternoon in this second half, and they've now got themselves strongly inside the Brumbies half. And their defence, I'm sure, Gareth, will be impressing Australian Under-20s coach Simon Cron, who is in the grandstand underneath us. I'm sure he'll be writing down a few names from this game today. It's been a super impressive effort from this Rebel side so far. And their defence, if I'm honest, has just been getting better and better as the game's gone on.
Yeah, definitely, and they can thank the set piece of the Brumbies too, which, unfortunate, the conditions have certainly changed here for the better part of the match now. As we see down there, the winger Sargent just getting some treatment, and Tapau as well, getting a knee strapped on halfway, so
I think both sides have just had a drinks break there as well, so it's still...
They're walking wounded at the moment.
Yeah.
The Rebels, they're holding tough there.
Players getting attention everywhere.
And this is certainly good for the future of the Rebels side as well, to see such young talent on display.
The Rebels lose a lineup.
Dare I say the cliche commentator's curse, Brett?
Yeah, I experienced that a little bit last night too
at the big one.
At the Brumbies Sharks game. Made mention of how good Josh Man Ray's lineouts have been over the first game and a half, and sure enough, first one misses the mark, and the Sharks score at the other end.
Well, the Brumbies now they're fixed in their own 22. The wind has definitely dropped off.
Yeah, there's no wind at all now, is there? We've just got the greasy conditions of the surface now, and
so just going to check that tight head side, the loose head side. Sorry.
Near talk here from this young Rebels pack. They're feeling like they're on top. They're feeling like they've got the measure of their Brumbies opponents. Looking to try and force a turnover here.
Lonergan at the back. There was an option maybe to go the short side, but Hansen, good hands in the end. Now looking to advance the ball. Wells kicks it in, but he's put a foot out, and it's going to come all the way back. So definitely the pendulum has swung, Brett.
Yeah, that might have just been another little opportunity where you'd have liked the carrier out there on the far side to maybe take that ball to ground and get a quick recycle, keep going, instead of trying to push the pass, which basically ran Wells over there on the far wing out of room, and he could really only try and kick away. The Rebels are off again.
Comes wide. This time the Brumbies defence. Good line speed shown. Hasn't had too many carries, has he, Farmasili, but scores the try. Oh, that's forward there, and it's going to be brought back.
A good metre or two, that one.
Even though he did slide backwards again there.
Yeah, but same thing. Just as he lets that pass go, and even if he's letting it go in perfect line, it's just that action of drifting to the left as he throws the pass just creates the impression that the ball's actually travelling forward.
So it'll have to be a big midfield defensive effort here by the Rebels side. They're going to have to bring forward what they were doing on their own try line.
They've done it well though so far, so they'll fancy their chances.
Good solid scrum there. Henderson, met with some good defence by fly half McGregor. Coming back again. Mosley with a big kick. Nice bounce. That is the stuff of dreams, but they go for the quick one, and Tapau, towering boot, and tell you what, that peels off.
10 or 15 minutes. That bounce from the kick of Mosley, that was Nathan Lyon at Bangalore last night, wasn't it? It was just turned sharply toward the touchline.
So this line outs again going to the front, not chancing their arm, and that's good decision making there by the forwards. And now getting through the other side is Ikitau. Coming around is Mosley. Oh, Hansen was through the hole. Tried to get the one-handed carry. And now it goes back to McGregor. McGregor looks to run, kicks across field. The bounce just not there, or trying to take it in. Clark, and it was on the far side.
Wasn't a bad little option there from Jack McGregor. Could see that his winger over there on the far side had plenty of space. He just needed to get the kick to him in the right area, and it was probably a little bit deep, but he knew he couldn't kick too long into this wind, which has just sort of kicked up again the last few minutes.
And Henderson's getting some treatment on the far side on the ankle. Ball comes off the top. Here's Mosley. Mosley with a little chip over the top. Hansen coming through. Oh, to Powell.
Yeah, that's nice.
That is beautifully read by the fullback. His opposing fullback was coming onto it. Nice little set move. Looking for the opportunity, and again, was that taken back in? I didn't quite catch that. The Brumbies are saying they did, but it was a good kick, getting them up towards the halfway there, Brett.
Yeah, good solid kick. Yeah, I think you might have been right there.
We may get a replay on this.
About that being taken back in. But the Brumbies players weren't making a lot of noise about it, so perhaps it was all right.
And there's a couple of injuries there, and yeah, he was definitely inside his own 22.
No, he
so
was definitely well inside. Just place that last ruck, but it's all academic now.
Something which I definitely am not, Brett.
Academic.
Yeah.
We've got a quick boot change out here for Henderson, the Brumbies centre.
We've only just got that one strapped on the far side.
Yeah, right.
He's down in back play, so obviously not happy with the strapping, hampering more than helping.
Evidently.
But there's a couple of players down. Tapau's getting some attention on the knee. Bit of cramping out there for the fullback Hansen as well.
And Ikitau, the Brumbies outside centre, is just getting a little bit of treatment for with low hamstring or quad perhaps. He's running back into the attacking line now.
Certainly looks to be a little bit tight.
Yeah, he's not moving freely, is he?
Here's Thomas again. Yeah, that's a very good line out now. The Brumbies, it's dried up here. Running wide. Here's Valentini taking a few with him.
Yeah, that's good work there from the young Brumbies.
Certainly destined for bigger things is Valentini.
Certainly is. We got a glimpse of him with this Brumbies side at the Brisbane 10s there at the start of the season. He did not look out of place at that level.
Nice little inside ball. Now Mosley taking the line on. And good defence there by Goddard, the halfback. That ball goes to ground and no one comes up with it.
A little knock on there, I think, from the Rebels.
Yeah, knocked on both ways there. Jack Farrell.
I've liked the look of Liam Mosley since he's come on at fly half for Nick Eustace. He's asking plenty of questions of the Rebels' defensive line. He's looking to put them in 2 or 3 minds at times, and if he's got an offload game, and if he can find some support runners, could be very, very interesting.
So Lonergan, he's got Mosley on the left. And Hansen looking to sweep around here. Oh, Henderson gets a poor ball in the end from Mosley. So the long pass just wasn't quite there, Brett.
No, we've seen that a little bit in this game. Long passes have been thrown when perhaps shorter ones might have gone better. And we've got another substitution here for the Rebels. It's Joel Samatua, number 20. And he looks like he's a big lump of a lad too.
He's certainly. He's no jockey, is he, Brett?
No, certainly not. He's on for the number 8.
Finifaki.
That's him.
That's him. Get back to the action here, Lonergan. Oh, this is a good scrum by the Rebels.
It really is.
Lonergan under all sorts of pressure there as Mosley puts a very high up and under. Tapau coming around, and wow, that is as safe as you get. Oh, he looked to pass there and he's dealt with. Oh, what a hit there. Valentini, he's been the Brumbies' best today, hasn't he?
He really has. He really has. He's made his presence felt in just about everything he's done today.
As we look at the replay here, Tapau thinking
Just
he's getting
lined
around.
him up,
Nice.
Just lined him up with the right shoulder. Did not miss at all. And again, Tapau, he's probably looking to push a pass that wasn't on when he might have been better suited to just taking that ball into contact. We've got mass changes for the Brumbies young forwards. All in the front row. Will Sankey, the lock, off in the middle of all that as well.
So fresh legs are on. Kylea. Plenty of wraps on the young prop forward. The loose head out there. For the Brumbies side, as Lonergan feeds the ball again, and this scrum screwing pressure by Goddard, but it's going to be a penalty offside. The pressure by Goddard. I thought he was unlucky, Brett.
Yeah, just the Rebels have just been pinged for not driving through straight, which is certainly see that scrum wheeled right at that last moment. I thought the Brumbies had done well to win it cleanly, but just at that moment as the ball came towards the back, the Rebels had just wheeled it around a little bit, and that's probably what allowed Goddard to get through and put that pressure on Ryan Lonergan.
So Nick Cushion, he comes in the 18.
Another lost line out for the Brumbies.
And Veron as well in the 19. He was the man looking to jump, looking to win the ball. And again, pinpoint accuracy. Oh, that is a mistake we don't often see in the game of Cots.
No, that was a case where he's trying to keep it in, but he probably could have just let that go, let it bounce. The Brumbies would have had line out throw inside the Rebels 10-metre line. Instead, he's just aiding the Rebels clearance at the moment.
Oh, that bounced off the chest. So here he is again. Look at the run. Valentini. As they come around a corner, the Brumbies, they're going to be almost pinged offside here, the Rebels.
Got up quickly on that outside, no doubt.
They are standing a good almost metre back from the back of the breakdown. So looking to use that rush defence, and it's worked well for them all day. Here's Hansen stepping off the right. Mac Hansen. He's been good today as well, Brett.
He has, yeah. He's been a few times where he's injected himself into the Brumbies attacking line, and has made good metres through the middle of that. And I think he might actually still be down getting some attention. I think Mac Hansen. It doesn't look like he's in a real good way out there, actually.
Yeah, so time's off again. It looks like it may be a bit of a knee injury there as he fell, as we saw on the
knee, I wonder.
Replay by Rugby.com.au. Of course, get to the website if you're watching. We're also streaming live on Facebook at the moment. It's been a great initiative by the team at Rugby.com.au to get this Super 20s coverage up and running. Certainly an enjoyable competition.
It's just great to be able to see the next wave of young talent coming through. In the years gone by, we've sort of heard them heard about them as they get picked in the Australian under-20 side as they head off to a World Cup. But to be able to actually see the guys fighting for positions in that Australian under-20 side, it's a great opportunity. Just as we take the covers off the equipment, here comes the rain again.
Yeah, they're calling for the stretcher, so this very unfortunate for this young fullback because he has been outstanding here today in a side that is well behind on the scoreboard.
Yeah,
Brett.
no, he's as I mentioned before, he's looked to inject himself in at more than a few opportunities, and he's looked good when he's done that. He's asked plenty of questions and created plenty of opportunities in the face of the Melbourne Rebels defenders, and I just hope whatever injury this is that Mac Hanson's picked up, that it's not overly serious. It's only overly serious. It's only a very short Super 20s campaign, so there's really not a lot of time to be losing to injury, is there?
Yeah, definitely. And speaking to Russell Ingram, certainly off air pre-game, he certainly rated this young player as well.
He's up now. They haven't had to use the stretcher, which is good.
Yeah, good for him, but I don't know about the stretcher bearer having to run out in that rain. Filthy.
Well, and the wind as well. We tried to move a 6-foot lump of plastic with wind like this.
I'm a fiberglass man, mate.
He's just gone back down on his haunches, Mac Hanson. Just doing a...
It looks like they're going to strap an ankle.
So it looks like it's an ankle, yeah. Now that we've got a better shot of that. So he just stood up just to get a bit of weight on it, see what the extent of it was. Just having that right ankle strapped fairly heavily right now. Certainly not sparing any expense with the strapping tape. There's a good half a roll on that ankle right now, which is going to make traction in these greasy conditions interesting now.
Yes, certainly is. And do you want to be risking a bad ankle in conditions like this, Brett?
No, well, that's certainly the question, and I suspect we'll see how he's going to go. He actually looks like he's moving okay. He's just trying to stride out a little bit, and it's definitely affecting him, but it's not.
They may well be out of.
If that makes sense.
They may well be out of reserves. The bench, because they've got Wells, Mosley's on.
Wells is on.
And it looks like they've gone with an extended forward pack bench.
Yeah, you may well be right there.
With Gersakowski in the 20, he's playing in the forwards on the loose side, and Goddard goes down the short side. As we get back to the action now, time back on. And here he is now. Let's test it. This will be good. Hanson tries to get around. Thrown around by the defence of the Rebels. And again, that goes up around the neck. Advantage being played there. And that'll be a penalty. It just slipped up there. He threw him to the ground. Just
under these new protocols, though, for looking to eliminate head and neck injuries out of the game, though, as soon as you make any sort of contact at all with the head and neck area, that's going to be a penalty at the very least.
This puts the Brumbies in a great position.
Good position again here now.
Coming in towards the last final stages of this match.
Yeah, and it looks like Mac Hanson has succumbed to that ankle.
So Abel comes on, and Wells will go to fullback.
That's right, Jacob Abel, scrum half, the younger brother of Brumbies hooker Robbie Abel. So he goes to the far wing.
Robbie Abel, obviously with a better physique, playing in a hooker.
Well,
and that's
perhaps another argument for another day, mate.
But again, the Rebels, the defence at the set piece. Everybody out there watching on Rugby.com.au, have a look at this, because this is how you defend as a team.
Yeah, it's been a really impressive defensive effort from this Rebels side from the last, probably from the 20-minute mark, really, hasn't it? Once they were able to get their systems in place, and their communication's been very good, and And this Brumbies side, this second half particularly, they've met a very strong Rebels side who's taken great delight in not letting them pass their own 22.
Yeah, definitely, and still plenty of players left on the bench for the Rebels as we see them run past the media box here. So they've certainly conserved.
Short arm there against the Brumbies pack for an early shove. Again, that just lets Jack McGregor come up and he'll peel off another 10 or 12 metres if he can into this wind, and the Rebels just keep playing, just keep getting on, don't they?
So getting them up and over that 10. It'll be a Brumbies throw as it was a short arm. And now bit of movement in the line, out they go. Mid-range there. Oh, that ball again going on the inside. And Cots, oh, he's hit as he was falling there. It might be in a bit of trouble. Now they look to advance the ball. He gets back to his feet though. The young winger. And around the corner, oh, the defence by the Rebels again. As they get up, well, our Pepe, I don't know if he's the right man. You'd be pushing and shoving there, Brett.
Yeah, no, that's right. There's just a calming of the minds there now. It's all good again.
Well, the call's offside.
But the Rebels only made one change. Just looking at 7 reserves running past us. Now
Yeah, definitely they have.
Yeah, just number 20. He's been on for 15 minutes, I suppose.
Yeah, speaking of Nick Henderson off air as well, it's a very young Rebel side, and he was saying the bench, limited experience at this level, so here comes Mosley anyway, turning back inside. Is Henderson's namesake, the 12.
He's done well to get to ground there, Liam Mosley. This is a good carry again from the Brumbies.
Yeah, so here they come, the Brumbies. The closing stages of this match.
Yes.
Still about 9 to go with injury time, and the penalty in front of the sticks. What do you do here, Brett?
Well, they've got to kick for the corner, I think. I think they've got to kick for the corner. They've got to keep this little roll that they've just started. Try and build on that.
Well, they're going to take the scrum, which is interesting because the scrums have been in and out.
Well, and
the
look,
trainer was almost bringing out the kicking tee. We can see him.
Tee in his hand too, yeah. And look, it's not a bad call when we think about the trouble the Brumbies have been having with their line out in this second half. So it's perhaps not a bad call if they can get a good shuffle, get a good shove on here now. The Rebels scrum has certainly held very well in this game.
As we see trainers coming out now. Time has been stopped again.
There's yellow vests everywhere now, isn't there?
So we've got less than 10 minutes remaining here. And will this come down to the wire? We saw a very exciting match last week on Rugby.com.au with the Waratahs just overcoming the Force. Can the Brumbies come from behind here? They came from behind in the trial and were victors. And the Rebels couldn't hold strong some 3 or 4 weeks ago. And now it's almost deja vu, Brett, as we see the troops
still like under the awning over there. It's a good spot to be sheltering because there's no shortage of food or drink over there.
They're having a laugh, having a good old time in the wet weather here at Tuggeranong. So just getting some attention.
Yeah, the Rebels player just down on his back.
Looks like it may be a knee.
Yeah, just trying to stretch out a right knee. Not sure which player it is.
And you can see over there the makeshift awning.
Underneath the veranda. Yeah, that's not a bad spot to be either. Actually, I can see the very experienced people in behind. They've actually got folding chairs in there. That's
Yeah,
very
they
clever. They've been here before, Gareth.
Certainly. No strangers to the great Erindale village. Brett,
No, certainly not.
is this where you pick up your groceries from?
It's a little bit south to me, but it's a lovely spot to come and watch some top-class rugby, that's for sure.
So, play set to be underway. It'll be a Brumbies feed off the scrum. They gained the penalty. 17-7 the score. We've got about 8.5 of regular time. Wells comes around the corner looking to support Valentini, who's trying to do it all himself. Picking and driving, might do it here. Brett,
If they've got
patience.
If they've got the patience.
Gersikowski that time. Thomas at the back. He passes. Valentini picks up and they'll set again now, the Brumbies. They've lost 15 or so metres. As Gersikowski.
Lose the ball forward. And that's exactly the patience that we spoke of. They lost ground there in that Valentini tackle, and they just needed to get back into the pick and drive systems. It didn't matter that they had lost that sort of ground. They weren't going to try and get it back. They weren't going to get it back in one ruck, and so you don't need to be pushing past in that situation.
Well,
Unfortunately.
2 metres out, Brett. They're picking and driving.
Yeah.
You've got to continue it.
That's
Get the
it.
fast ball.
Exactly right. Get that recycled ball and keep going. And unfortunately, they were forced back the 10 or 12 metres that Rob Valentini was. Just a little bit of panic in trying to get those metres back as soon as they could. It's just led to a handling error. It's hard to believe we haven't had a score in this second half at all. It's both sides have had plenty of opportunity.
Yes, certainly have. The Brumbies.
Rebels' defence particularly has just been very, very good.
Yeah, the Brumbies certainly with the weight of possession, it's probably, I'd imagine, around 60-40.
Oh, yeah, in this second half easily. It could even be more than that. So, and territory-wise, it feels like it would be that and more, I'd suggest.
That scrum again.
Scrum goes down again.
The conditions stifling. So now midfield. About 6.5 left on this clock,
Yeah.
Brett.
Yeah, we've had a fair bit of stoppage in this second half. But again, plenty of time, as I mentioned. If either team can just show a bit of patience and
Oh, great scrum by the Rebels. Goddard comes back. As they go now looking to attack, but he'll put it on the boot. Clever little kick again by the halfback. Oh, chasing up, spits out. And that is going to be a penalty offside. So the Rebels again.
yeah, the replacement flanker it was. Gersikowski just, he knew it was a loose ball. He knew he had to dive on it, but he also probably knew he was in an offside position. He did his best to try and make it look like he was onside. He even sort of ran around the ball to come in from the side, if that makes sense. And
Wow, what a kick by McGregor.
yeah, that's a really good kick to get the Rebels now throwing into attacking the line out inside the Brumbies 22. And I think if they can pull something now from this play, if they can take points away from this passage, that might just be it now.
Oh, but the line out too long. They go for the long one again. So the Brumbies now with a good chance to counter. Straightening up and getting, the round the corner pass just wasn't on there. Ikitau putting his side under pressure. Looked good when they straightened it up there, the Brumbies, and now they're going to have to set for the kick, and they come back off the outside of the boot. The banana kick is to Powell. In wet conditions, taken nicely. Shoots for the corner. Doesn't quite get it. a much weight, and the chase wasn't there, and Cots kicks downfield now.
Look at him show some speed on the chase.
Yeah, Clarkin coming across. Here comes Cots. We know he's quick. They're both quick. Oh, look at that, pirouetting away and setting up. The Rebels have to get around the players of Brumbies. What a chase. Ball comes back now to McGregor, who again finds touch and gets them out of trouble, Brett.
Yeah, once again, some great play there from the Rebels players that got back. Cots showed plenty of speed to get through and pressure the two Rebels players at the back there, but showed some nice footwork in order to get around him. They set well for that ruck, and that just gave McGregor the time to get that kick away.
So Dongi's coming on here for the Rebels. A couple of changes, and Taivai as well. We'll move into prop. And this ball coming in. Yeah, that's big mistake.
Classic truck and trailer decision that was. The front lifters and locks for the Brumbies actually just started moving forward before the back rowers had a chance to bind on and actually form that more properly. So classic truck and trailer situation, and once again, I don't know, I've genuinely lost count of how many times I've said it. The Rebels get an opportunity to exit out of their own territory fairly easily.
This defence by the Rebels
it's
across
been incredible.
the board,
yeah.
From set piece right down to the wingers scrambling out wide. It's been remarkable.
It absolutely has, and it's Goddard the scrum half, and McGregor the 10. Their kicking game from inside their own territory has been extraordinary today.
And again, that man Lau Pepe putting them on the front foot. Metres gained again, and McGregor playing safety first, getting the ball high. Cots is under it. Nicely taken by the winger. Looks to straighten up, saw half a gap, but it's closed up again as it has all game. So the ball at the back now. Going wide, the long desperation pass. Valentini, can he make a bust? The Rebels defence, they scramble, they adjust, realign. The inside ball
tackle.
Pops up. Knock on called. But that's going to be a penalty for offside.
But again, this Rebels defence. Jordan Ulacey was the hooker. He's had a strong game. And there's been so many of these Rebels forwards, particularly. Their defence has been absolutely incredible. We're inside the last 2.5 minutes now.
Sargent just receiving some orders from the touchline.
I see what you've done there. It's very good.
Henderson. So the Brumbies, it's not over yet. 2 minutes remaining, Brett. They're 5 out.
That's a good line-out win. Now they've got to show that patience that's gone missing all too often in this second half. This is a good maul, though, now, Gareth.
Yeah, driving forward. Thomas is at the back. He's over. What a try. And the Brumbies are back in it, Brett.
Yeah, that's really good work. Good reward for the young Brumbies forwards. Just showed plenty of patience, plenty of perseverance. Got the really good line-out win.
They were getting driven to the side.
Yeah, they were.
Kept their patience, Brett.
But they made sure they kept going forward, as you see on the replay here. They were shoved sideways by the Rebels forwards, but they were able to keep moving forward, and it was number. I was going to say
there's
number
Thomas.
There. It wasn't him. It was Thomas. Yes, Jamie Cots converts.
So we have game on.
17.
14. There's a minute remaining, Brett. They need to keep the ball
seconds to go.
in play. Everybody here is on their feet, apart from, of course, the people under the balcony.
Yeah, who have to be kept down low on their folding chairs. So the Rebels here, what do? They've really got to go long here, you think.
Soaked up in an enormous amount of pressure here, the Rebels, and it goes deep. Cots, he's under it. Sargent pressures him. Gets the ball on the inside. Here's the big number 8, Lieber.
Rebels defenders in numbers now.
They've got to watch themselves. They don't want to get offside here. Oh, great defence.
There's another one.
He has been exceptional, Lau Pepe. And that's a penalty. Not rolling away.
Yeah, just a little bit over enthusiastic.
Well, sometimes when you go ball and all, It's hard.
Just get caught underneath it.
15
Brumbies get a
seconds.
chance. Line out throw now just inside their own half.
So we'll get the line out here.
The last play, you would think.
Up towards halfway. This is another nail biter in the Super 20s.
What do the Rebels do here? Do they contest, or do they just stay down and let the Brumbies forwards come to earth? I think they're staying down.
Well, they contested it too.
Is that not straight? Well, they're looking at numbers.
Yeah, someone re-entering the line out, was it? Maybe Lonergan there.
Confusion there, yeah. Just a
Wasn't
little
set
bit
inside the five.
confusion as to who was the receiver, I think.
Oh, nicely taken, nicely won. They join on this time. The maul's good. Valentini now, they go wide. Here's Henderson looking for some space. Can't, he's lost the ball. And the ball is booted towards us. And that is a magnificent Rebels win, Brett. Up against it, coming back from a loss last week. And they have come out victors. And look at how happy they are.
Yeah, they're absolutely thrilled with that win. Superb defensive effort has got them home. And I think it's apt that it was one of the props kicking the ball into touch to bring an end to proceedings this afternoon. Just a wonderful defensive effort from this young Rebel side. They were touched up last week against the Queensland Reds, Reds, I beg your pardon. But they've bounced back in very impressive fashion to get some points on this Super 20 Championship score leaderboard.
So out there today for me, Goddard and Big Angelo Laupepe, two of the best performers for this Rebels side, you'd have to say.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'll throw Tupou, the fullback, in there, and there would be a host of forwards who had really strong games as well. And Craig McGrath and this Rebel side will be pretty happy with that win, I would reckon.
Well, thanks very much for joining us here today, Brett McKay, of course, on Rugby.com.au. We look forward to hearing your voice and reading your words throughout the season coming up. There's plenty ahead on Rugby.com.au. The final score, the Rebels come away to Viking Park with a victory against the Brumbies, appearing for the first time in the Super 20s competition. So up against it for the rest of the season. I'm Gareth Wazick. Catch all the action live for the Super 20s on Rugby.com.au, and we'll catch you next time.